and today we are going to talk to the founder and dev behind Asalytic, Viljan Monet.
I'm Viljan Monet. I'm the developer and founder behind Asalytic. So I have a bachelor in computer science. I'm originally from North Macedonia, so did my bachelor there, and I was working for 2 years as a software engineer. I started working in the Netherlands as a data scientist, and while I was working, started to learn about the blockchain space, more particularly Algorand. So in the past 9 months, I've been working full-time on Asalytic. Asalytic started, so we wanted to help the user make a well-informed decision before purchasing their next NFT. So I didn't know anything about blockchain before. I mean, I never did any programming, never bought any crypto or something like that. This was like somewhere in April 2021. And then I went to the documentation on Algorand. It was really user-friendly. And I couldn't understand what is a smart contract. Like, really, it was really hard for me. I have a computer science background. I said, maybe I can write them, and then I will fully understand, like, what is it. Joined the Algorand Discord. I published some tutorials on GitHub, written a nice documentation, and from the foundation review your code and everything. They provide you feedback, and then they publish your tutorial if it's good. So this is how I got introduced to Algorand. So I wrote 3 tutorials, and then afterwards I started to participate first in the Encode hackathon, and then the Encode accelerator. So yeah, so I started in April, and the hackathon was somewhere in October, and then accelerator in December. Once you get like your hands dirty a bit, so then it gets easier and you start to enjoy it more and more.
And so you completed the Encode hackathon. You went into the accelerator and completed the accelerator.
The Encode accelerator helped us a lot when they said like, we really like your projects and we really think that you should apply for a foundation grant. So there was like a whole procedure on the foundation webpage where you need to say what is your vision for the project, what you're going to develop, how you will distribute the funds and everything. So yeah, it took me like a couple of weeks to write this proposal, and then I sent that proposal to the foundation. I applied somewhere in the beginning of February. 3 weeks I received a positive response from the foundation.
So the foundation grant was a separate presentation beyond the hackathon presentation, beyond the accelerator presentation.
Yeah, it was completely independent thing. So basically, the Encode accelerator, the people there really encouraged me to apply for a foundation grant. Once you apply a foundation grant, it doesn't matter whether you came from accelerator. The process is the same for everyone. You need to write a proposal. You need to find which milestones you want to accomplish and what funds do you need in order to accomplish those milestones.
Well, congratulations on completing all 3 of those, because each one in its own right is a mountain to climb. Actually receiving the Algorand Foundation grant, that's really exciting. Now you do have to hit some benchmarks to receive all of it or part of it. How does that work for anybody that wants to know?
Yeah, so basically what was for me, like first, like you signed the grant and you have defined previously in the grant milestones, as I mentioned before. So which milestone is some futures, and once you complete those milestones, then the foundation, you submit a review to the foundation, they review the milestones and they say, okay, good job, we'll send you the funds that you asked for this milestone.
Okay.
My assumption, I don't know this, but foundation for me didn't take any stocks or any share from Asalytic. The idea is like to grow the Algorand blockchain.
I don't want to make you blush too much, but I have some screenshots of nice stuff people are saying about you everywhere. So you've got a shout out on Alguana's website. KK Honey's How to Algo NFT website is so good for just having like a handbook kind of and you're included in that now too. You have your own little section. And, you know, the foundation supporting what you do, the whole community supporting what you do. Do you ever feel like pressure, or is it still kind of all fun?
Well, it depends on the day, honestly. Sometimes you wake up like you're just having fun. Some days you're like, oh, I need to finish this, like whether the community will like this, like what is the right approach. And usually there is no right approach, I guess. You just need to try and see and iterate how you should do something. But generally, I would say I'm having a lot of fun. Like in the past 8 months, like I'm learning a lot, like and everything. So basically, I just enjoy the whole process of working on Asalytic and developing it. And also, like the positive feedbacks really helps me, like to stay on track. But also, I want to make the website also better.
If you were to go back to April 2021 and give yourself some advice, what would you say to Viljan back then? Would you recommend you do the boot camps, the accelerators? Would you do that all over again, or would you suggest somebody kind of take the leap I know you said it took some encouragement from people in the accelerator program to say, hey, you need to apply for this grant, and that you might not have done that otherwise, thinking, maybe my project doesn't fit into a box that they're looking for, or maybe it's not good enough. You kind of needed a little push. So, advice?
Yeah, so what would I do differently and what would I do the same? So basically, first the bounties that I did, like those I would completely do it all over again because they were really hard for me. Like, but in this like couple of months, I really dig deeper into the Algorand documentation, their Discord, the community, and I kind of really started to understand better how the blockchain works. Like this really helped me like to know how to track the sales, how to parse the data, how to develop contracts. But then if you want to start a developer, like to work for other company, it's perfectly fine. Like you can just apply for a job, and I think that most probably you will find because there's really high demand for Algorand developers. But if you want to like to take like more entrepreneurship path, then it depends like how experienced are you. For me, I wasn't experienced at all. It's really challenging to write the proposal because you need to structure it nicely, like to make clear. You have to have clear vision what you want to execute and what you want to build on, that kind of thing. So as you mentioned, the accelerator here really helped me. Like they provide different kind of education and code club. So we had like weekly sessions where they kind of present how to develop your product, how to talk to customers, how to talk to everyone. And this like the accelerator really helped me in that to get some business sense. And afterwards, what would I do differently with Asalytic? So yeah, I don't know. Perhaps I think that maybe I launched too early, so I need to like to make the application a bit better. It wasn't maybe the best decision to not have a mobile support like right away. And also, what would I do differently? Because as I said, I started like the whole journey with writing smart contracts, and like in the the previous 9 months, I haven't written any because just I was really focused on Asalytic. And I was maybe a bit afraid to integrate directly sales, like sale offers in Asalytic, even though I kind of had the knowledge, to summarize it, like to really get down to the technical knowledge, like to know exactly what is happening before like trying anything out. And then once you have like stable backbone of knowledge, then you can explore and do whatever you like, basically.
And those bounty hacks were great because you got feedback on those.
Yeah, you create a really repo with the whole application. You need to document the code. You publish it on GitHub, and then you write like a couple of thousand words documentation about your code, and then you submit it on GitHub. Some people from the foundation, like who are really experienced in Python and everything, they are reviewing your code, they are running your code, and see whether what you have implemented makes sense. But if it doesn't, they provide you feedback. You need to do this a bit better, like in this way. So it's really nice feedback for you to learn.
It sounds like kind of pushing yourself has been what's gotten Asalytic to where it is.
I'm really grateful for NFT Explorer because they really helped me like develop Asalytic even faster because they were like the first platform. So they did like really hard job, like because I can't see the sales on NFT Explorer and they couldn't see the sales like on any other different platform. So yeah, I'm really grateful for them because.
And that data, it's great. It just is also really great to see somebody take that data and have the knowledge to be able to run with it. I read a great interview from the Recursive from when you were just starting to build out the app. And it was cool because the little bit that they quoted you, you could hear your passion in it. Like even through just a text, but it was obvious that you were wanting what you were wanting to build, right? And I think that that's pivotal for our community, right? Like, because that's how we're going to get the most out of it, right? That's how you get the biggest return on your investment is when you can work on something that you're passionate about, which I love that started with wanting to know more about your guana. Like that's amazing. Your website is asalytic.app.
Yes, correct.
How do you explain what you do for people that aren't in Web3?
There is like more space to talk. The blockchain allows you. It's a new way that you can have digital ownership, whatever it is, like whether it's a digital art, whether it's a part of some real estate, like of the AI doing, like some token or some other. So basically, I'm just saying that I'm building a tool that I'm analyzing publicly available data in order for the users who buy those digital tokens make their life easier, I guess.
I appreciate it. I can't tell you how much types of builders like you are important to this space. We need minds like yours that can casually learn teal. If I could go back and tell my younger self 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would shake myself and be like, learn to code. But some brains are just maybe not built that way. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I think everyone can do it. Just take some time, I guess. But yeah, we need all kind of people to help grow the ecosystem more.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate A, you taking the time to talk with me, but B, your commitment to transparency. Like, this started off as something that you wanted for yourself, and you didn't just keep it in your computer on a file and we're running it by yourself. Like, you shared it with everybody, which is cool. And I think that that's what makes Algorand so great, is the community.